Whew, hello. This is going to be my women's top half breakdown. Of course, as you know, Caroline Wozniak of Denmark is the number one seed. She is the number one player in the world, and she's getting a lot of slack because she is number one in the world without any Grand Slam. More importantly, if you really think about it, any of the past Grand Slam champions would say so, like Justine Enna, uh, Kim Clijsters, Serena Williams, Venus Williams, um, Maria Sharapova. Any of those names, she has very, very bad win records against them. She had an excellent summer, excellent second half of the season, and so far she started off very sluggish this season. So to look out for. I personally don't understand how one can become number one by just playing a lot of tournaments. Because the points, I don't know. It's something. I guess I'm so stuck on the quality points and stuff like that from back beating the people, not just winning these tournaments, but beating people that it's more than just going to a third tier or fourth tier and winning a title, and incurring points. I thought it was more about who you beat. But anyway, top half. She is the number one seed. She opens up against Gisela Duco. If you remember, Gisela Duco is the Argentine who took Maria Sharapova out in the third or second round. I think it was the second round of Wimbledon 2009. Granted, Maria was just getting back into the groove of things, but Gisela is a crafty and tricky player if you think about her in the beginning rounds of a slam, where anybody is in danger, especially the favorites and the top seeds. You also have to look at a possible third round for Caroline with Dominika Cibulkova, the Slovakian, who actually took her out a couple of weeks ago in Sydney. So that could be tricky. She opens against I think it's Yanina Wickmeyer. So I'm not too sure. I'm terrible today. No, Jarmella Groth, the Australian hopeful, the other Australian hopeful. Of course, Sam Stosur is the first one. She opens up against Wickmeyer. So she's a notable player. You have Yanina Wickmeyer, 21st seed, and Mariam Bartoli, the 15th seeds. They're looming also within the the fortnight for Caroline Wozniacki. So Caroline definitely, as opposed to what I think the U.S. Open draw for her was excellent. For her to be the top seed for the first time in a draw, the U.S. Open was excellent. She couldn't have asked for a better draw because it just catered to her so well. But this one's going to make her work. She also has Justine Enna, former Australian Open champion of '04, the 11th seed, who opens up against a qualifier. So what better start for her than who hasn't played in over a year? Well, under a year, rather. She's a finalist from last year. The only trick for her is that there's a possible clash with Svetlana Kuznetsova, the 23rd seed, in the third round. And Svetlana, if you remember, I think she won. No, she didn't win, but she was beating people a couple of weeks ago in her warm-up tournaments. Francesca Schiavone, the French Open champion of last year, is a possible fourth rounder. And we go to the next section, which consists of Venus Williams. Venus Williams is the 4th seed. She shouldn't have any problems in the early rounds getting going. I actually think that should work to her favor. Even the 3rd round possibility of the seed Andrea Petkovic, the 30th seed, I believe they played on clay one time, and Venus, had to work hard for that, but she got through it. The more enticing matchup that I'm sure that everybody, once they saw the draw, is the one with the possibility of a 4th round meeting with Maria Sharapova, the 14th seed, and that clash. You also have to look at Nali, the 9th seed, who just won Sydney, beating Kim Clijsters in the final in straight sets, I believe, too. She's in the same section as Jelena Jokic, the other Australian. Her story as a possible 3rd round. And Erving Resides, a notable player, the young French woman who, in my opinion, I think she's got it, but she just doesn't have consistency to her game just yet. The 4th round possibility for Nali would be Victoria Azarenka, the 8th seed, who came close last year to taking Serena Williams out. Let's get into my predictions. I think in this section that I just finished, I think Maria and V will meet in the 4th round, which will be a very, very interesting match. I think the person that wins that match can actually go all the way to the finals. I have V over Maria naturally. That's just how I feel. But I feel like it could go anyway. If V is having one of her off days, it could be south, and she could be on the plane heading home soon. I think Victoria will get to face Nali in the 4th. I think Nali's got a lot of confidence going, especially making the semis here last year. So she, will have a rematch of the quarters last year with V and Nali, where V was close to winning in straights, but she ended up losing in 3. Nali and V in the quarter. That one's close. That too should be an awesome match. So V's going to have some really good second week matches if the seeds hold true and, the predictions. As for Caroline Wozniacki, I have her getting through the first, 2 rounds. I see her facing Cibulkova in the 3rd round, and I said it's up in the air because she lost to her in Sydney. I know she said she was coming from Hong Kong and stuff like that, but she hasn't wowed me, even in Hong Kong, where she lost, was it two straight matches against other opponents. So I have her in the 3rd round, versing either Wickmeyer, Jarmila, and I actually have an upset of Wickmeyer or Groth beating her, particularly Wickmeyer, going on to the quarters to face Kuznetsova, who beat Justine in the 3rd round and Francesca in the 4th. Where we'll have a quarter between Wickmeyer and Kuznetsova. Kuznetsova going through to play Venus in the semis, where, like I said, Venus will go to the finals. And that's my predictions for the top half of the women's draw. Stay tuned for the completion of the Australian Open draw in my next video. Peace.